character is a female, but her strength is not through physicality, it's through the choices that she makes, which is the traditional definition of strength in story. It's not can they beat up a bunch of people in a room, or can they lift
Yeah,
a car off of a
yeah, no,
child.
she doesn't.
It's
Yeah,
they're presented with a difficult situation, and they have to make a choice that we ourselves would also find equally difficult to make. So tell us a little bit about Jackie Driscoll in this story so that people can actually point to Island in the Stars and see this is how you do that, right?
right. Yeah, it's something he gave a lot of thought to. The you know the idea of it being her story just simply came out of the idea of a daughter looking for a strong father figure. In the case of her family, her father is aboard a ship called the Gallivanter, and he is shipping out into space to do salvage, to do trade, or do whatever, which is very relatable throughout time. We all have had a parent or someone who dies a little bit out in the subway, but they're doing it to take care of you. And when her father doesn't return, like any woman, she wants a connection with the masculine energy that he brought to the family, but she wants to take care of her mother as well. And we've all been in the situation of living life where it's a slow drip, but you're bleeding. And with her, she's a deeply flawed character. She's made the decision passively to do the right thing and stay where she is and be responsible, take care of the inn that she's running and her mother, and go. This is for other people. Yes, I wanted to go to the Naval Academy and I was doing well, but I feel like a hero by just staying here and not acknowledging the call to adventure. And this story starts when the call comes to her, and it's not something one can ignore. It comes in an interesting form, it comes in a dangerous form, and the nature of it arriving makes it impossible for her to remain in stasis. And what I mean by that is, once the call comes, just like all of us in our lives, when something happens and shifts that paradigm, you can want things to stay the way they are, but even if you stay in one place, if everything else is moving, it's moving away from you and you're seeing a drift, you're seeing a change, you're seeing things in movement. It's You can't be alive and just be in one place and be static or stagnation. And so once the call to adventure comes to Jackie Driscoll, she's in danger. The safety of her existing life is in danger, and it commands her to answer the call of, where is my father? Why am I receiving this call? And I can't stay here and be safe, and neither can my life. And in doing so, she classically questions whether she has what it takes, and maybe she doesn't. And she has men around her that are her mentors, a ex-military doctor, a benefactor who's looking for one more adventure. In the classic sort of, I love old pulp stories. I love the comics from the 30s and 40s. In fact, I'm Facebook friends with Shane Black, and Shane Black is a huge fan of these pulp. We will trade images of pulp magazines and pulp covers, because what I like about them is the sort of black and white, iconic view of storytelling, where it's like there's the person who wants to go on an adventure one more time, who's in danger. There's the doctor who represents the mind and the intellect, but needs that passion, needs to have some calling to what they're doing. And then you have Jackie, who's kind of learning from all these mentors and people. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's worth going on because it's about something. It's about Jackie finding her bliss. It's about Jackie realizing that sometimes you try and do the right thing. You can clamp down on someone if you love them, and you don't want anything to happen, but often you have to break out of that mold. And I've gone through that in my own life, where as much as I wanted my son to stay and it would have served me to have him around, I want him to have an adventure. I want him to go out, go to college, do what he needed to do. And the last scene in the thing that ever got written, I couldn't have written until I said goodbye to, my only kid, and sent him 3,000 miles away to have this adventure that I didn't know he was ready for or not. And the words just tumbled out. And I think the best science fiction, the best adventures are at the end of the day about something. Even the kinetics of Raiders of the Lost Ark is very much married to human emotions, to a real heroic journey, and to a deeply flawed man who is confronted with so many things that he has to overcome. Well, she's also finding out that's a big, dangerous universe out there, and she is not equipped for it to begin with, but she needs to find a way to cope with it. So that's what Island of the Stars is about. It's about people, it's about our human experience, and it's about anybody who decides one day to go, you know what? I can't stay like this. I need to do something.